Let's talk about Planeswalkers real quick. Planeswalkers are some of the most powerful beings in the Magic the Gathering universe. You have Nicobolus. He's able to warp life into what he sees fit, and he can destroy entire planes. Jace can create illusionary duplicates of himself and turn your mind into pudding. What about Sorin? He doesn't seem all that powerful, you might say. Well, Sorin here can create a freaking angel. That is nuts. Forget Nicobolus and Jace. Sorin is powerful. Just because he can create an angel, which is supposed to be nearly impossible. Only a god figure can create an angel. Barely even those guys can. So Sorin is bloody powerful. No pun intended. Alright, we're going over Sorin Markov today. He is the vampire planeswalker from Innistrad. As always, we'll be using the point-buy system for our stats. Strength and Constitution are 14. Intelligence and Charisma will be 13. Dexterity is next at a 10, and our dump stat is Wisdom at 9. Don't worry, that'll be fixed shortly. And he is a vampire, which we can get from the Planeshift Exarlan. So that'll give us a +1 to our Wisdom and a +2 to our Charisma. We get a speed of 30 feet, dark vision of 60 feet, vampiric resistance, bloodthirst, feasts of blood, and languages is going to be common and vampire, and I just realized that there's a typo. Hold on. Not feet of blood. That is stupid. Feast. There we go. Now we're fixed. Okay. Background, Planeswalker, which we get from Planeswalkers of Ravnica, by the same person who did the Planeshift franchise. Most of the Planeshift. Thanks to the Planeswalker background, we get skills, proficiency in Arcana and Survival. Tools, you get a musical instrument or gaming set of your choice. Doesn't really matter, I believe. I think the chess set might be best. And because of the aforementioned angel he made, Celestial is a language that should be considered. You get the feature of Planeswalker Spark, which lets you cast a spell exclusive to the Planeswalker background, Planeswalk. Now, for our first class, we're going to grab Paladin, since he is, well, he's a swordsman, technically, and I think Paladin will be the best fit, and we'll explain why once we get to the 3rd level. We get a 1d10 hit die. For our skills, grab Intimidation and Persuasion. You also get your Divine Sense and Lay on Hands. For our next level, we are going to grab Wizard, because canonically, Sorin is a wizard. And his subclass is called Sangromancy, or Blood Magic. It is the darkest form of black mana magic. And we are able to actually do that. I'll explain in a minute. Your spellcasting modifier is going to be using Intelligence. You also get your Arcane Recovery. Now, for his Arcane Tradition, technically speaking, there is not a school of magic named Sangromancy. That is Magic the Gathering exclusive. However, Hemomancy from Alashar's Compendium of Unusual Choices is a blood magic class. Well, it's a blood magic school. Quite literally. When you choose the School of Hemomancy, you get Sacrification, which lets you carve your spells into your skin and use them like a spell scroll. And the engravings on your skin remain fresh until you use the spell. And other Hemomancers can use the spells that are engraved on your skin. But they have to use a special skill in order to do so. I think it's sleight of hand. Don't quite remember. And blood component is really good because you can use your own blood. Mechanically speaking, you're using your hit points to help with components. According to Alashar, you take a hit point and it will count towards 10 gold pieces for costs. So if you required a component that costed a certain amount, you can just use your blood as the material. You would sacrifice a certain number of hit points that would equal that value. Alright, moving on to Paladin. We get a fighting style at 2nd level and our own spell casting, which will use Charisma. And you also get Divine Smite. For your fighting style, grab Dueling. That's the one that makes the most sense. Now 3 is the Sacred Oath, which we can get from Ravenloft Archetype's Nightmares of Barovia. It is known as the Oath of Blood. This is the Vampire Paladin, which you're basically getting a few more vampiric traits with this oath. You get special spells, the Charm Person and False Life. Your channel divinity is Protein Form and Draining Bite. You also get Vampiric Nature and Divine Health. We used this oath in the Dracula build. I'll make sure to have a link to that video in the description in case you missed that, which is practically all of you that are watching this video, but I digress. Alright, now, 4th level Paladin. We can go with either a ability score improvement, and if we do so, grab Intelligence and Charisma, both increased by 1. However, if you do not want that and you want a feat instead, I recommend Vampiric Expulsion, which allows your vampire to gain a flying speed, which is what Sorin has. So I recommend grabbing that feat. Now we're going to go ahead and skip 3rd level Wizard and go straight into 4th level Wizard. If you want an ability score improvement, increase your strength to 16. If you want a feat, I recommend the Warcaster feat. At 5th level Paladin, you get the extra attack. And our final level in Paladin, and I mean it, do not go further in the Paladin class. Because at 14th level Wizard, we get a pretty good feature. Now, level 6 Paladin, you get the Aura of Protection. And unfortunately, that's all I'm going to cover for this class. Next time, I am going to do Vraska, the Golgari Queen. Until next time, this has been Drehan, and I am offline.